Hi guys, Dieofdeath is a fairly popular Roblox game that I've heard a lot about.
Fresh meat.
Mostly good things though. Good enough to actually make me want to try the game out. But just playing it would be boring, so I decided to give myself a small challenge. Play the game for 24 hours. Why am I doing this to myself? So, I'm not a complete Dieofdeath noob, actually. I've seen quite a few videos about it, so I at least know the killer roster and most of the abilities survivors have. If you didn't know, instead of having an already made moveset, survivors instead choose one of the 3 randomly made ones, them always having 2 moves. I'll explain the moves when I get them in the game itself. So in this case, my first moveset was Banana Peel plus Block. Banana Peel gives you a gun that shoots out banana peels. If the killer steps on it, they'll slip, obviously. You can also slip though. The best part about it is the fact that it doesn't give stun cooldown, so if anyone with a stunning ability will run up to the killer, they can get a free stun. Block is, well, a block. It allows you to block nearly any ability that is in the game, with very few exceptions. Successfully blocking gives the killer 2 seconds of helplessness, as well as heals 10 HP. Another moveset I got a bit later is Cloak and Caretaker. Cloak makes you invisible. That's it. Caretaker allows you to splash a bottle of some random medicine, I don't know, healing anyone but yourself that was splashed. A big con of it, however, being that it removes 25 of your HP for the round. Anyway, pretty much the entirety of the first hour went into getting used to the game and its hitboxes. My first games obviously went poorly as I didn't know how to use my abilities properly. Yet, at least. Hour 2 was stacked. First of all, I played my first special round. Special rounds are rounds that happen every 4th round and have a special modifier, like all players being killers, for example. My first special round was Evil Scary. It summons an entity targeting and one-shotting everyone in the match, including the killer. I died very quickly though and grew to hate Evil Scary after that. Second of all, I finally played my first killer rounds. The starting killer is Pursuer, so that was obviously the killer I played as. Even though I was quite comfortable with his moveset, getting used to it very quickly, I still lost my first game, sadly. Mostly because of how weird the hitboxes were for me. A tad bit later I played the second game and luckily this time I won. Third of all, I bought my first killer, Harkin. I chose her due to the fact that I probably played the most games against her so far, so I considered her OP. Spoiler, she wasn't. Other than that, I also completed the achievement for Love Shot Chance in Forsaken as a side quest. I did entirely on accident. Anyway, back to explaining abilities. This hour spare that I liked the most was Adrenaline plus Punch. Punch is a punch, how shocking. If you hit the killer with it, they'll be stunned for a few seconds. Simple enough. However, it is not a lunge, so it is somewhat hard to hit, and it is pretty punishable if you miss. Adrenaline gives you a massive speed boost for a few seconds, but once it runs out, you will stand in place for a few seconds without the ability to move in any way, while also your stamina will not regenerate. At first, I actually found this ability quite cool, but after some time I understood that it's pretty weak, actually. Hour 3 went by pretty quickly actually. I played a few games as Harkin and found her quite boring. I still don't really understand how her noise meter works, to be honest, and what's the difference between calm and aggravated states. Oh yeah, I also played a fun game where me and the entire server bullied a pursuer. Ability-wise, the only new one I tried is Boost Pad. When using Boost Pad, you'll place a platform for 40 seconds that gives a speed boost to anyone but the killer who steps on it, you included. I want to start this off by saying that I died to Killjoy a lot. And I mean a lot. I played like 7 Survivor games, 5 of them were with Killjoy, and in 4 of them I died, which is why I grew to dislike Killjoy. Second of all, I bought another killer, Artful. Even though I can easily say that Artful is the weakest killer in the game so far, I still had a blast playing as him, and he's definitely my favorite killer so far. I also played my second favorite special round this hour, Nation. It's basically a thing I've told you a bit before, with all players on the server being killers and fighting each other in a battle royale-like round. Ability-wise, the only new one I've gotten this hour was Hot Dog. Hot Dog allows you to heal 15 HP and has a relatively short cooldown. However, it permanently removes 5 of your stamina, which is why I barely ever used this ability. Yeah, I had a break. I became fat. Back to less important news, I bought yet another killer, Badware. Badware is honestly a 50-50 case for me, since I like his moveset, but at the same time, he is very slow without very well placed computers. And I hate slow-paced killers. I also finally played the special round I like the most. And the special round that is actually one of the few reasons I decided to do this challenge. One Bounce. One Bounce is a round where one very strong survivor must survive against everyone else as killers. The round itself is cool and all, but the music... I also tried a new ability several times this hour, which is the Revolver. Revolver allows you to shoot a bullet that travels an infinite distance until colliding with the killer or an obstacle. The thing about Revolver is, though, that you actually need to reload it, which makes it the ability with one of the biggest cooldowns in the game, if not the biggest. It's pretty fun to use though. Hour 8 was honestly very boring. Literally nothing new happened. No new abilities, no new killers, etc. I don't really know how it happened, but most of the footage from these hours were corrupted and looked like this. And the thing is, a lot of stuff actually happened in those hours. First of all, I bought the last killer from the roster, Killjoy. And even though I hate playing against him, I actually liked playing as him. At first I thought that the ranged M1s would be troublesome to master, but he's actually the second easiest killer in the game right now, in my opinion at least. Ability wise, I tried a new one, which is Dash. When using Dash, you dash, consuming 35 stamina upon use. At first I didn't like it, but honestly, it's probably one of, if not the most OP ability in the game right now. Not much new stuff happened, but the hour was fun nonetheless. First of all, I played my first game as Killjoy, which went very well, hence to why I think he's OP. I also played a very fun game as Revolver. Oh yeah, and I somehow flew off the map during one bounce. That was interesting. Pretty much absolutely nothing of note. The only thing I guess I should mention is that I finally tried the last ability, Taunt. Taunt allows you to stand in place and taunt the killer. If they hit you during it or just be in the way of your taunt hitbox, they'll get helpless for a bit and then their screen will be covered by a laughing civilian. That's all it does. Honestly, nothing much happened during those hours. I played a lot as Artful to try and learn him more, which proved to be helpful as I started winning fairly consistently, while also deciding that I finally want to buy a skin. At first, I wanted to buy Cookieware or Nollyfool, but in the end I just settled with Tixful. I also played a lot with Dash after I understood just how OP it can be, which proved to be right, and I played a fun Double Trouble game where I just did a lot of decent juking. I should also mention is that I was getting tired. Like, very tired. I physically couldn't handle playing for so long with just one actual break I had 12 hours ago. So yeah, hours 19 through 21 were a break. A thing I didn't tell y'all about abilities are synergies. It's a combination of two weapons that results in one of the two weapons working in a different way. There is just two synergies right now, Love Shot and Care Pad. Love Shot is a revolver plus caretaker combo, and Care Pad is a boost pad plus caretaker combo. Love Shot allows you to heal if you successfully shoot the killer, and Care Pad will heal players instead of giving them a speed boost. The reason I didn't tell y'all about them is because I was extremely unlucky with them. I only got Love Shot 4 times, and I didn't get Care Pad a single time. I did get to play as Love Shot during hour 22. Other than that, just normal gameplay. I played an interesting game as Sticks Full, which was somehow the only killer game I played within those hours. Lastly, I also bought a Pursuer skin, Stalker. Well, I guess that's it. My overall opinion about Die of Death is that it's fun, but it got very boring the moment I bought all the killers. Probably because I played this game non-stop for nearly 24 hours, so yeah. It is very original in a lot of ways, like special rounds and events that happen on maps, like the Draco blocks your ball on Temple, etc. Abilities I used the most were Dash, Banana Peel, and Block, while my least used ones were Hot Dog and probably Cloak. My favorite killer became Artful, while the least favorite one is Harken. Hour 24 by itself was completely average with nothing worthy happening during it. Anyway, see you in one of my next videos.